Another Monday, another project.
Yepper.
You can tell it's definitely a Monday. So we're in Rockland County, we're in Airmont, New York, and we're actually doing a renovation project. It's a little bit of a ride here this morning.
A little bit, not too bad though. It was a nice ride.
Yeah, boy, the New York roads could be a lot better.
Potholes are real.
Yeah. I think I don't even know if I had false teeth, they probably would have fell out on the way here. But anyway, so we're going to show you the plan that we got going. Cater, Kyle, and myself. We're going to get after this project. We're going to be here for a couple weeks. I don't know what else to say other than it's a hot summer day.
I do. Let's get to it.
So this is the plan we got. So basically right now there's this existing deck. When we take you back there, you'll be able to see that. This is all proposed that somebody else would build a more like boardwalk and deck setting. We're gonna have a 3,300 gallon storage here, an 11 by 16 pond, 3 feet deep in the center. And then this is gonna be all natural stream all the way up through there. Up on top is gonna be a wetland filter. I know normally on a pondless waterfall, you wanna be doing that, but being that they're gonna have that pond in the middle, I really want this to be crystal clear. I mean, there is 100 aqua blocks in the reservoir, so I really don't think clarity is going to be an issue, but we also want to push it up through a traditional wetland like we always do. Then we're going to have this secondary stream off to the left, have a little bridge rock. This is proposed. I'm not sure if they're going to do that yet or not, but it'd be nice just to be able to transition from this area. Also, this is a proposed item with a fire pit. I'm not sure if they want really a fire pit or not yet, but that's not part of our project. So. And then of course we have a ton of plantings back there that we can transplant and really turn this into something amazing. All right, so here we are in the backyard and we're going to be removing all of this. Right now they got some leaky streams. Cement was used to divert water rather than the traditional way we do it. There is a lot of good rocks here, but unfortunately they really weren't used in the right way. So we're going to pull them all out, save them. There's a lot of nice big rocks. We're actually going to abandon this stream, will no longer be here, but we're going to have another stream more in this section so it's more visible not only from the house but the deck. And then this is where that longer transition is going to be that you saw on that plan. Right here is a deck edge that we were showing on a plan, and then you're going to be coming right out this way. So really more where Kyle is in the excavator is really where we want to end up with that stream, so it's visible from all points. So right in this section, right up towards the excavator and where the guys are up there with the tools, that's where that stream is going to be. So it's going to be oriented more this way rather than here and here. We're going to transition this a little bit different. Unfortunately, this really nice rock wall is going to come out, but things are going to change there, and we're going to have some bigger boulders and stuff to flank that. But unfortunately, in order for us to work, we're going to have to take and transplant all these plants. Bad time of the year. This is one of those things where the plants aren't going to die, but they can defoliate. And what defoliate means is leaves could crinkle and fall off. They will get a second bud set. The ones that haven't flowered might not. This butterfly bush is flowering, so unfortunately those flowers are probably going to fall off. And then we're going to try to be extremely careful with these Japanese maples because they don't like this time of year either. But we're going to have to do it in order to get going with this project and turn it into something really special. All right, so this is our access point. We're coming right off the driveway. We're going to come up here. It's a little tight quarters here, so we're going to have to be careful. Hopefully we get no rain. Could be a slip and slide. And then we're going to be coming up around this huge oak tree and then transitioning right to the top of the pond. Only access in here. They have a beautiful yard, all kinds of plants and walls and everything else. So we want to make sure that we're not disturbing anything other than what we have to. Basically, the one good thing is there's no grass. It's all mulch. So we'll be able to touch that up and fix it. But you can see where the excavator is down there. That's where we got to head. All right, so we're on day 2. Yesterday, all the plants got moved. We transplanted that stuff. We actually got all of the pond and all of the stream boulders and all that cobble, and we got it all staged over here fairly close. Now it's a little bit of tight quarters here. We got plenty of room to move around, but now the next stage is for us to mark out our 16 by 18 reservoir. It's a big reservoir, but we're gonna have multiple streams here. Plus, we're gonna put an 11 by 16 pond in the middle just in case they might wanna get their feet wet on that. So we gotta be able to calculate all that stream water plus any shut off from that pond to capture this and get this to run a half full. We really don't want everything running out on this.
So we got our liner and aqua blocks in, we got the bolts set and everything. Now we are just spreading our cobbles and different layering of gravel over top so we can start building.
So yesterday we had a really good day. We got all of this reservoir all rocked in. We got a couple extra rocks in the bottom there that we got to use for something else. We still got to drop our bib liner in for our stream over there. Now we're getting ready to put in this 11 by 16 pond. We got it all marked out. Part of this is to have a deck later on, not that we're doing, somebody else is doing it, and kind of wrap this pond so everything is really interactive. We also put some stepping slab stones in the reservoir so you could bounce across it. And like I said, we're going to have a stream come down over there, and then right where the excavator is, there's going to be another waterfall dropping down into there, but it's going to be oriented facing more of the house from up by the excavator with a wetland dropping down into here. I know this isn't a traditional setup, but he really wanted to have a spot that maybe they could dip their feet or something, so we had to make sure that this reservoir, which is, well, we made it really big, it's going to be about, it'll hold about 4,000 gallons. We wanted to make sure if everything shut off, it captured it, start it back up and run it, because there's nothing worse than having a feature that runs out of water when you start it up, and then you got to add water as you go, and it's just sucking air. So I don't know, what do you think, boys?
Looking pretty good.
I think we're gonna get a pond in today.
I think you're right.
That's today's goal.
Well, the one good thing is only Tater got stung today.
Yipper, right there.
Good thing you're made of steel, huh?
Oh yeah.
So we ended up hitting some ground bees, and you can see they're still flying around over here. Not sure we get stung while we're doing this, but we got through it, got a little spray on there. There's still a few coming around, so I don't know, we got to deal with it. We can't stop just because of a few small bees. Well, we haven't been doing a very good job of documenting this job. There's only 3 of us, and we keep forgetting to grab the camera. So I'm gonna just show you exactly where we got to. Yesterday, we got to 3 o'clock and we had a monsoon. We got like 3 inches of rain. First couple hours this morning, we had to clean everything up. We had to rewash the stream. We had to pump the pond, and the guys got it looking really good right now. And we're building a second waterfall right now. So the pond's all cleaned up, thankfully. Kyle and Cater washed everything down. We're probably gonna pump it one more time before we're over. This is the stream on the right-hand side that we put together last week. Yeah, last week. And then we started putting water in our reservoir area over here. Right now, Kyle and Cater are getting ready to, well, actually they're waiting for me. Right, guys?
No. Busy.
There's gotta be camera time.
I'm busy, hard at work.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me, what are we doing?
We're putting some gravel back behind this one to pull it up, but yeah.
What he really means is I need to get to gravel.
Yeah,
I feel today, Kyle.
Perfect.
So actually, we're going for a little bit different look over here in this side. We really like to do boulder type falls. So this water is all going to crash all through down into here, and then it'll sheet off this last rock. This one up there that Kyle's leaning on, that's going to be just like somewhat of a sheet waterfall, kind of a rain look. We're going to have a little bit higher drop there. Then we got to come up probably 2 more times before we get to that upper pooling area. We're thinking that right where Kyle is, we'll do 1 more waterfall. Then we might hook it to the left, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
Alright, so this project has had its fair share of challenges, that's for sure. One of them challenges actually being the incline of these hills and our access points. So why don't we take a walk and I'm going to give you a little look at what we've been dealing with here. This is how our incline hill starts. Right off the bat, we have an insane driveway all the way up to a even wilder incline on this hillside. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice or not, but this sits at an angle. Coming through our gateway here, working our way up another steep bank all the way across this hillside that loves staying wet on us.
Well guys, another epic project is coming to a close. This one we really worked for.
It's challenging but awesome.
It looks awesome.
Well, we are going to be packing up. We got a little bit more cleanup to do, and then we're going to be on to the next one, but we're going to take you guys right through this project. It was a little challenging at times. We had a lot of rain, humidity, heat, 100 tons of boulders, and only 7 left. We still got to retrieve 1 before we leave, which is not going to be fun, but that's all right. All's good. So this project started way back in the winter. The clients that saw us on YouTube, and they had a failing pond that they wanted us to come in and fix. So we started with some design work. We did some Zoom calls. It's about 2.5 hours away from the shop, and here we are. And we have a completed project. We wanted to give them something that there was a real wow factor, because you know they lived with a leaky pond that was problematic, and you know, we just wanted to come in and do our thing. So we're going to walk through here. I'm going to show you what my thoughts were, how we ended up, and I'm going to let you guys decide if you like this. So originally I designed a pondless waterfall, and then the client said, you know, I kind of would like something that maybe I could sit on a rock and just dangle my feet in. So we created this 11 by 17 pond. We stretched it out a little bit more. We got some steps in there, and with this great waterfall in the backdrop. Now this elevation is about 12 feet from the lower section all the way up. So we used a lot of big boulders in here. We actually use more boulders than normal, but this is a huge bank to retain. The cool part is all these plantings that you see in here that we put back, they were all here to begin with. So we were able to transplant them, hold them for about 3 weeks, and then yesterday, the majority of the stuff went in. And I can't wait to see this thing in a couple of years. But right here, we have a really low flow waterfall coming into the pond. We have a lot of sound here, so I really didn't want something crash and go into the pond. So if we're sitting here at pond edge, it's nice and quaint with that just that babbling brook sound. And as you come up the hill, that's where you have some really good sound with some crashing waterfalls. One of the important things for me is to make sure that things are twisting and turning. We had a lot of bank space, but we really had limited space because they wanted to have 2 streams. And you know, it makes a lot of sense because over here is going to be a future deck is what we designed in. We don't do the decks, but I can't wait to see that in there. But that's why we have these waterfalls facing this way. So it's important to get viewing points from all different directions. Also over there's a path that we got that's just a path in a mulch, and then a couple of steps that kind of go up around the wetland, and then over to a center area that you can sit on a boulder and look down at everything that's been created. I really love sections like this because this waterfall right here is kind of hidden from the house, so you have to take a little bit of walk and kind of come around. And then as you transition over into these other areas, you get to see a whole different aspect of the waterfalls. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think we have enough action going on here? We always like to use up as much space as we can with the water. I don't generally like to do a lot of sheet waterfalls, but we want things to have different interaction, bouncing back and forth. And I think we accomplished that pretty well here. Maximized everything. We had some really cool boulders. I really love the texture of them. Then up here we have a wetland. The reason I put a wetland on this is because of the pond part. If we had a pondless waterfall, we really want to need it, but I wanted to make sure that they had really good water clarity. So that way we have this extension of the stream into this wetland over here. And it really doesn't really look like a wetland. That's kind of the point. We want it to look more like a stream. Well, you can really tell the difference in the sound and the pitch. Like once we get over into here and up by the wetland, it's much quieter, and you get that really serene sound. We came across this big rock here that was delivered to us. We're like, that's a great bench. That wetland's got about a foot of water in it. Another great area to sit down, put your feet in, and cool off for a little bit. All right, so right here we have a 3,300 gallon water storage, and the reason we wanted to do that is anything gets shut off, we want to make sure that they have enough water to start that right back up. Plus, being that there's this nice deck right here, and they spend a lot of time out here, I didn't want them really looking at like a pondless reservoir that's just normally there. So we made a bigger reservoir area that can collect all that water. We actually are holding the water a little bit high, so it's more of a reflection, because at different times of the day when we were here working, you can really see the trees right down in the water. It looks really cool. It's great for photographs also. Now on this side, I just wanted it to be mountainous. So the guys and I created this cool thing with a lot of big boulders. There's a lot of areas that you can't see unless you creep up on it, and that's kind of the point. You know, water's cascading around big boulders. We're getting a little bit over it. It's going around the sides. It's just a much different type of waterfall with a lot of sound. And you know, it's kind of far away from the decks. We want to make sure you have enough sound to really enjoy the whole serenity of this waterfall. So this is what I was talking about. We really like to create these little areas in here, all through there. Then the water's coming channeling around that, back down into here. And there it is. Here we have a nice pooling area with a whole different set of waterfalls. You really got to get close here to appreciate some of it. But that's the fun part about just kind of walking around it and see where things are really at.
Hi guys, my name is Fleming, and I've been working with Decker on this renovation pond. We had a pond put in last year, and it wasn't really working out for us for a lot of different reasons. So we decided to go, you know, pondless waterfall and get something a little more sort of creative than what we had. We wanted our pond area, our water feature area, to be more interactive. So we found Decker online, and we started talking about what to do. He did some drawings, and first drawing was like, nah, he didn't care for it. He went to drawing, Alan's very detailed in how he puts everything together as a concept. And out of the concept was born this beautiful water feature. And we haven't even been in that water yet. We will probably later today, we'll dunk in there. Because that was another thing we wanted. We didn't want a pool, we didn't want a pond. We want to be able to get in and get wet on a hot August day, you know? So here we are. And there's so many aspects of this. I could talk about this all day long. I mean, there's the reservoir, which is immense. You wouldn't know how big it is down below. It's a huge area holding like 100 aqua blocks with a lot of water. And Alan made it so there's like 6-7 inches of water here all the time. So it doesn't look like the water just disappears. Some pondless waterfalls, the water just comes down from the stream, it disappears in the bottom, you don't see it again. So this one, I mean, like I said, I can talk about this all day. There's so many great aspects of this. We appreciate the great work that everybody did. Kyle, Cater, they worked really hard. I know, I was here sitting on my deck watching them all the time. And it was damn hot, they're sweating, they're pulling rock. Alan's up there in his machine. Sometimes like, he's gonna tip, man, this is not gonna go. But he just knows what he's doing. It's a great team. If you ever think about doing anything like this, you gotta call Alan, get Alan and his team over, and you know, they just do the best job. That's all I can say. So we love it. We look forward to using it, enjoying it. My cats already love it. They come out and sit on the rocks, so that's a good sign. I like photography, so I'm looking forward to have a lot of opportunities to take pictures of dragonflies and birds and frogs and stuff that I know this will attract a lot of wildlife. And that's another aspect. If you want a waterfall, yeah, it's about the water and the stream and the nice sound that it makes, but there's also the wildlife. Don't forget about the wildlife. You know, it's a big part of that if you can really enjoy it. So thank you for your time. Go call Alan.
All right, guys, we're packed up, we're ready to go. People like this sort of thing. What should they really do?
They should like, follow along, interact in the comments, and let us know what you want to see next.
Yeah, I mean, Jason's not here to say ding ding, but that's his thing. So just make sure you hit the subscribe button and follow along with us. We got a lot of years ahead of us creating some cool stuff. Plus we got over 400 videos out there on YouTube, so you might find something you like on there. But as always, Enjoy your families.